Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm DJ Kelden the Antidote. I'm back with another tutorial on Virtual DJ. This round I'm going to introduce Virtual DJ to beginners. I'm going to show you the parts of Virtual DJ, the first thing you usually see when you open Virtual DJ. I'm going to take you step by step until you become a pro on it, until you are able to do live mixtape with it. So you're going to start from the beginning. The first time you install the software, what you're going to find for beginners, it is usually very strange. It is very confusing because there are a lot of buttons, a lot of stuff. So I'm going to take you step by step on how to go about it. So guys, if you're into the channel, make sure you subscribe and click on the bell icon so that you can be notified whenever you upload a new tutorial. So the first thing you need to have the software installed in your computer, your laptop. So you can download the trial version from the Virtual DJ website, that is www.virtualdj.com. You can get a trial version of the software. Yeah. Also, if you need some other types of the version, also you can download them from my Telegram channel. There is a link in description to my Telegram channel. I usually share sound effects. We share sound grid, the sound effects. You also share other plugins for virtual DJ mappings. You can download them from there. So let me go straight to the tutorial. So if you downloaded the trial version, it will not be licensed, but if you have a licensed version of it, you can always check on the settings. You go to the settings, you go to licenses. That's how you know if it is licensed. As you can see, mine is already licensed under my email and my name. And also you see, if it doesn't appear a reddish sign here, it means it is licensed. So if you need this version of a licensed version, you can download it from my Telegram channel. There's a link in the description to our Telegram channel named All DJing Softwares by DJ Kelden. Just click on it to take you to the channel. You can find this one. Yeah, so for this tutorial, I'm going to show you the first thing you usually see when you open Virtual DJ. Let me just go to the beginners interface. Mine is at Pro. For these changes, you usually get them when you have a full version of Virtual DJ. As you can see, there is a starter, there is essential, there is pro, there is performance. Let me switch to the starter one, because it's the one you're going to see when you usually install Virtual DJ. As you can see, for starter the changes, it is a bit simple, nothing complex, just a simple buttons. So I'm going to introduce you to this one, which is very simple. So as you all know, Virtual DJ is for mixing songs, and to mix songs you have to have two players. So on this side you have deck 1, and this one you have deck 2, or you can say deck A and deck B. So this is where you load your song. And how you load a song is very simple. You just take a song like this one and you drag it. You just hold the song. You can use your right mouse button, your left mouse button, then you drag with your mouse and load in the deck. That's very simple. Hope you understood. And so when you load a song, you need to know things like BPM. BPM is beat per minute. That is the speed of a song. It is written here 100. Is the speed of a song. If you want to know the duration of the song, it is here 3 minutes and 33 seconds. That's the duration of the song. Yeah. Another thing, essential thing, if you want to change the BPM, the speed of the song is 100, you want to increase maybe to 3 by 3 by 4. There are some points you shall need to increase the BPM. That one I'll talk in another tutorial on how to mix it, to do a mixtapes. For this tutorial, I'm going just to show you the basics ones. Yeah. So if you want to increase the BPM, just come to this is called a beat mapping fader, this one, or a pitch fader. So if I pull it upwards, it decreases the BPM. As you can see, it is reducing. If I reduce it, it increases. I've noted when making a mixtape or doing mixes, usually you don't reduce the BPM, you usually increase the BPM, because if you reduce the BPM, it will affect the pitch and the sound also. It will start sounding slow, so the bass it will increase. But for myself, I don't increase more than 5. I usually stay in the range between 1 to 5, because I have noticed if I go above 5, it creates a distortion. The song is very fast, so I prefer increasing a BPM below 5. Most of the time I usually even go just 3. Yeah, so that's the first thing you need to note also. So you have said this is the pitch fader on setting the BPM. You come to this one also. This is called something I didn't mention in the first. The virtual DJ is a replica of a live or like a CDJ or a controller. It has mostly 3 parts. These are the decks. Deck A, in the middle part you have the mixer, and the other part you have another deck. So if you have ever seen a controller or a CDJ or turntable, they usually separate. Like deck A, it usually separate on one side, the mixer is in the center separate, and the other deck is separate. It's the same concept here, but now in a software. So if you learn the basics in virtual DJ, when you go to a live machine, it will be easy for you to catch up. So I usually advise people to, if you don't have any equipment, you can start with virtual DJ as a basic stuff, then you proceed by a starter controller as you go on until you get to a turntable. Yeah, so as I was saying, this is deck A, is a mixer, is deck B. So I've talked about the deck A, how to load a song, the pitch fader. Let me take you to the mixer a bit. This is also very essential. This is called a volume fader. So for this one, is you want to reduce the volume on this side, you just drag it down like that. If you want to increase the volume on this side, just very simple like that. The same way. These are volume faders. So if you want to reduce the volume, just drag it like that. Very simple. You can use this one to do a transition, but for starters, let me not talk about transition. It may be a bit confusing to you about transitioning. Just know the parts. I want to note the parts of a virtual DJ. Then here down you have a crossfade. A crossfade is used to transition from deck A to deck B. For instance, if I drag this crossfade on this side, it's going to play the song on deck A. If I drag this crossfade on this side, it's going to play music on deck B. So when you're playing 2 songs and you want to do a transition, you can either drag this crossfade slowly, gradually, slowly, and up to this side, so that you can gradually get into this side, or you can put the crossfade at the center, and you can use, if the song A is playing on deck A and you want to transition to deck B, you start the song on deck B, you play it, then you gradually reduce the volume of deck A. I know for starters it may be a bit confusing what I'm saying about transitioning, but don't worry, you're going to get there soon. After this tutorial, you're going to talk about how to blend songs, how to mix in virtual DJ, so that you can understand gradually. So those are the parts and their functions. Here in the middle you have some knobs here. You have the high equalizer, you have the mid equalizer, you have the low equalizer. These ones, for this one, for example, the low equalizer, if you want to reduce the bass of a song, for instance, for the song in deck A, you want to reduce the bass so that you can transition to deck B. For instance, a song is playing in deck A, you want to reduce the bass, you just turn it like that. After turning the knob, the volume is this one, the bass will reduce, and you'll be able to shift it on this side. I'm going to show you a practical. After explaining this stuff, I'm going to do a practical at the end so that you can understand what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so that's the function. Most of the time, we usually find ourselves just using the low Most of the time, personally myself, I actually don't use the high and the mid, but you just try it and find what fits you best. Yeah, that's about the mixer. Doesn't have a lot of stuff. Then on the same, you see there's audio here and you have video. You can switch to the video part. Here you'll be able to visualize. If the song uploaded has a video, you can be able to visualize at this point, but the one uploaded is just an audio. In the video part, you can adjust few things. You can change the type of transition. This will be a bit complicated for you for starting. So for now, just concentrate on the audio. If you master the audio, the video will be very easy to learn. So when starting, start just with the audio, then the video will come later to avoid confusion on things. So let's just concentrate on this. So for starters, that's all about the mixer part. Doesn't have a lot of stuff. So let me go very quick on the parts I've said. Here's a volume fader. Here's a crossfader, a volume fader. This is a mid equalizer, the equalizers. Yeah, it is also a mix effects. If you put it on, it creates an effect when doing a transition. But for starters, just avoid it. Concentrate on the things I've just mentioned. Let's go back to deck A. Deck A has a lot of things. If you have ever listened to mixtapes, at times you hear there is some effects. You hear there are some, like the song is playing but it gets some distortion. They are all here. There's looping in the same. So let's go straight to it. So after you've loaded a song, you have set the BPM, you want to play it. So like for, if you use the cue point, the cue is the point at which you want to start your song. Like for above here, you see there, this is where you usually have the waves. But as you can see, it is empty, like there is no wave because you haven't set the cue point. So to set a cue point, just drag the song. As you can see, I'm dragging the jog wheel is rotating. There's a jog wheel until you start seeing beats. Yeah. So this is the start of the song. Let's play and hear how it starts. So you can choose to start from there. Let's see about it. So most of the time when setting a cue point, you like setting at a base like this one. If you can see, this the high, what do you call them, the waves that are high peaked like these ones, most of them are base. So you can choose to set that as your cue point. How to set it? After you have dragged the song like this, dragging it, as you can see in the middle there's a straight line. So you drag it up to the straight line like that, then you press letter C. As you can see, it is a Q. You press letter C on your keyboard and keep your eyes on this point. After you press letter C, keep the eyes there. As you can see, you have just created a cue point. There's some changes that on the top. So if I played the song, if I press letter C, comes my cue point. So I can choose my song will be starting at that point. So what you do, you just press letter C to make a cue point. So if you press letter C and keep your finger on it, it will just play. After releasing it, it just stops. But if you want to play it like, but will not stop, this is the second part. This is a play button, just like a now play button on VLC or any player. It's a play button and a pause button. The shortcut is on the default main shortcut is in your keyboard is the space bar. So if I press on the space bar, it just play automatically. So when I press on the space bar and I want to stop the song from the start, concentrate on this part. If I press the space bar and I want to stop the song to start again on the cue point, I just press letter C. So for instance, let me just open the on-screen keyboard so that you can see the button I'm pressing. It will be easier for you to understand. Let me maximize this one, minimize the keyboard. Hope guys you're understanding. In case you have a question, you can always ask. in the comment section. Let me see if I press. Unfortunately, I thought if I press a letter in the I think I just use it. If I press letter C, you can see it just play. If I press once, it just give us a simple intro. But if I wrong press on it like this, then I release it, it stops. But if I want to play it for long, I just click on the space bar. Then if I wanted to stop, just press letter C. Hope you're understanding, guys. If you press the space bar alone, it just press like continuous. If press the space bar again, it just pause it. But if you press the space bar and then letter C, it will just start from the cue point. That's the difference. Now let's press letter C to start from the cue point. Hope guys you have understood the difference. Yeah, so that's a very important point to learn. Then the other button next is called a synchronization button. I don't usually like using the synchronization button. It is better to use the volume fader, the pitch fader, but at some point you may find you are not able to get an accurate BPM. Let me show you how it works. So as you can see at this point, our BPM is at 103. If we load another song on this side, as you can see the difference, this is 100 and this is 103. So if you want the song on this side to be 103, the same, you can either take the pitch fader, drag it down until you get to 103. But when you're using the pitch fader, if you're not using a controller, it will be very difficult for you to get at the exact. This is 103.03. So you want to make it the same, but when you're using the pitch fader, it's very difficult to get to the exact BPM. But if you press on synchronization just once, it automatically sets it at the exact. But for DJing, it is very good for you to master using the pitch fader, especially if you're doing a live mixtape. It is very important. It is very fast. Avoid using the synchronization. The synchronization button. But for if you're mixing using a computer, just use the synchronization. You shall forgive you for that. But if you're doing live DJing with a controller, CDJ, just use the pitch fader. It will be very fast for you. So that you have learned about this button. This is the cue point. This is the one you use to set a cue point. This is the play and pause. This is synchronization, which you should be avoiding it when you are doing a live mix. You have agreed on that. Another thing I didn't mention, this is the jog wheel. Yeah, this is a jog wheel. If I just turn it around, you can hear it is making some weird noise. Yeah, this is a jog wheel. Let's go on this side. On this side you have different parts. You have the beat grid. Let me show you how it works. A beat grid is an effect. There is a difference between effects and effects. So let me show you how it works. So I don't know if it is set. Yeah, let me just play this part and you hear how it works. So let me open the on-screen keyboard so that you can see what I'm doing. I just use the space bar. Then I press on the beat grid. Yeah, I hope you have heard some difference. It has different patterns. Let me just play again from the start. So as you can hear, it has some different patterns. That's a beat grid. You can choose to have different effects. There are a lot of, there is wah-wah, there is flange, there is reverb, but I show you on another tutorial on how to set different different effects on your virtual DJ. For now, you're just learning the parts. Now you can just also choose to have all these ones are you can choose to have roll. Let me just play to hear how it sounds. These are default and inbuilt effects on your virtual DJ. Let me play it. Some of these effects you might not hear any difference if you are new to virtual DJ. You can also choose to have some custom scratches, which I've never used. I usually do my live scratches using my controller. Though if you're using a computer, you can choose to play around with them, and they sound like you're doing a live mixtape. Let me just give you a taste on how they sound. So for instance, we want to make some baby scratch here. Let's just play it. Yeah, they sound weird. I've never used them before. I just do my live scratches. Yeah, though you can just try them out. Maybe they can before you learn how to do your own scratches, live scratches, you can just play around with them. You find them interesting. The other thing is sampler. Sampler is your sound effects, like a DJ drop. Yeah. So if I play a song, I want to add some background song.
The Antigen Mix Series.
Yeah, as you can hear, there's some DJ drops. By the way, if you need some DJ drops like that one I've just played on the background, you can always slide in my DM. There's my WhatsApp number in the description, or you can reach me through, or my email also in the description. You do DJ drops at very affordable prices. Usually deliver in 3 days after 3 days after doing your order. Yeah, just WhatsApp me. I'll send you the quotation and some samples of the DJ drops, then you can do business. So those are some of the parts of virtual DJ. Where they didn't mention when starting. This is virtual DJ version 2020. Yeah. So something else I want to show you is a loop. A loop is a part of a song where you repeat the same part several times. So for instance, if I play this song, I want to add is a loop part. You see down here is a loop. If I press on it, you see it creates some loop. So for instance, let me just do this very quick. I play this part, press on that one. So if you notice, yeah, so if you have noticed, if I press letter, let me go back to one, I press on it, it takes a small part. If I press, I add another one, this is the number 2, it takes another part like that. So if you play this part like you just press the space bar. So it will start from the beginning. So let me do something cool. I'm going to add up to 6, to 8, then I reduce them back to 1. Just listen through. Just play around with it. You're going to find something cool on it. So that's the loop. Yeah. So basically, this is the thing you need to learn when starting. When you have those basics, you have known the parts, you have known what they do. You can now get to the other point. That is where you need to know how to transition. But if you have known how to load a song, that's a very basic thing you need to know. You can just choose first. You're going to listen to songs. Then the next part you want to do a transition from this song to this song. Yeah, how to time a song. How do you do a transition? Those are the things you need to learn gradually. But if you have this knowledge of the parts and what they do, it is very important. There's some other parts I've not shown you, like this one, the French. Let me just press this song and you listen to it. As you can hear, it's changing. This is a filter, you can just play around with it. Yeah, something else to note, these parts, they may change the position according to the skin you're using, the type of interface you're using. If we choose essential, you shall see it will change. Let me just finish on the introduction part, then I'm going to change it to the essential, to the pro and performance, and you shall note that they are going to change their position, but the function will remain the same. So as I was saying, you are going to test the filter. So you want to just set it back to the original part, just double click on it. It goes to the default setting. How to alter it, just how to switch it to one side or the other side. Left click on it, use your mouse and drag it like that. But if you're using a controller, all these parts are replicated on the controller. All these parts are actually in button form, so you just have to press a button, switch a knob. That's why it's very easy to mix using a controller. So as you are going to test these ones, you just play it. As you can hear, it is changing. Let me just test the cut. That's very cool. You can use it to do the cuts, or you can just use this one. Let me just play and let me just show you something cool. If I play it and do this, what I'm doing, I'm just pressing on the right click button. So it's the same concept by using the cut, but the cut is very accurate. You see the difference. Actually, the cut sounds awesome. So those are the basic parts we have mentioned. Guys, if you have a question, just you can ask. So on this part, you have just discussed all the parts. Just go down here. Let me drag this keyboard of mine on this side. Let me open this part. So on this part, you have some different parts of the virtual DJ. This is called a side list. A side list is where you want to make a playlist of your song. This is where you drag and drop your songs. So I have just selected these two songs for the demonstrations. If you want to add your sound effects, your DJ drops, you come to sampler. That's why you find them. Is another tutorial on the channel on how to add DJ drops. You can just check on it. It is very simple how to add your DJ drops. If you want to do an auto mix, you just come to this part. There is also a tutorial on how to make an auto mix. Check on the channel, just search how to make an auto mix by DJ Kelden. Scroll through, you find that tutorial. It is very simple. It's a karaoke. If you want to add some some playlist or a side playlist, just the same concept. It's nothing much on this side. You don't bother yourself, just because this is the main part. This is where the mixing takes place. Another thing I would have shown you when starting is where how to locate your songs in your computer, because obviously you can't play without songs. So you can just come to this part, local music, just open it. It will open the parts in your computer where you can store music. This is your hard drive, maybe local disk C, local disk E, however you have named it. This is your desktop. If you have saved your music in the hard drive, just open it like that, and it will open where you have saved your files. Yeah, if you have saved them in the desktop, just click on it. You just open them wherever you have saved them. Yeah, very simple. So let me show an example. Let me just open my hard drive. Yeah, local disk E, this is where I save my music. then I go maybe to extended 2019. That's how it has loaded the song. After loading the songs, so you have the title, you have the artist, you have the BPM, the length. But if you want to have more details on it, just right click on the title, right click on it, and you can choose to add whatever you want. Let's say for example, you want to know what do you want to know? There's a lot of stuff. Which is important? Let me just look through. Maybe the year. You want to know when the song was made. I don't know if it will display. Let me just try. Doesn't have any detail. Just remove it. So the year. Let's choose something else that is important. Maybe the key. Key is very important. So as you can see, the key you can know which songs have the same keys, and if they have the same keys, it is very simple to blend them. So you can choose the keys. If you want to remove some part, maybe you want to remove what? You want to remove the key. Just click on the key and it will disappear, and you just have the title, the artist. Very simple. You want to search a song, you want to search Burna Boy, just type Burna Boy. It will isolate the songs by Burna Boy. You want to load it, hold the left button on the song, drag with your mouse on the deck you want to load it, and just like that it is loaded. As you can see, this song has a video. That's why it is displaying a video. If I come to the video, see it has a video. Yeah, so let me just load the song I wanted to show you an example with, like that. These are called visualizers. I'm going to talk about them in another tutorial. For this one, you're just introducing the basic stuff. Yeah, so guys, I hope you have understood how to start on virtual DJ. Let me show you pretty quick what I was saying about changing from starter, essential, pro to performance. As you can see now, our interface is at starter. You just change to essential. As you can see now, it has added some other stuff which might be very complicated for a starter to learn with. So it's very wise. As you can see, our filters on the starter part, they were on this part, but now they are on the mixer. So if you start with this interface, it will be a bit tough for you to learn these things. So start with the starter part. As you graduate gradually to this one. As you can see now, the waveforms have changed the color. They are now blue and green, and also they are thin. They are not like, you see how they are. Let me just switch to the other one. You see the difference. These ones are picked, and so that for a starter you'll be able to distinguish between a bass and a snare. But if you come to the essential, they are a bit different. As you can see here, they are color coded, cause as you know, so if you experience with DJing stuff, you come to learn that red will represent a bass, blue will be a snare, green will be some drums. Yeah, so as you go and graduate, you'll be learning things slowly as you graduate slowly. So let's start with the starter. Let's switch to the pro. It will be a bit different from this one. As you can see now, it has switched. So this is the one I usually use. It is very effective for me. Yeah, it looks like a Serato DJ, so I usually like. You see now it has a lot of stuff. It is a bit complicated. So if you're starting, don't start with this one. It will be very tough for you to learn something. Let's go to the performance one. Yeah. As you can see now, it is getting smaller and complicated. The reason it is smaller is because if you are performing live, you want to visualize a lot of music, and you see at this point you don't have the jog wheels, cause it is a performance and you have been used to using the virtual DJ, so you don't need to see the wheels, you just need to listen. Yeah, so guys, let's do it slowly. Don't be in a rush, take it slow. Things are step by step and you're going to learn, and you need to have consistency and practicing. Let's switch to starter. So as you can see, it's very different. So guys, that's all for this tutorial. Hope you have understood the things I'm talking about. In case you have any question, just go to the comment section. You can ask there. I always reply to your comments. If you want to DM me, you can just check on the description. There is my WhatsApp number. If you want to inbox in me on IG, on Instagram, just search DJ Kelden in Instagram. On Facebook is also DJ Kelden, Twitter DJ Kelden, or you can just Google DJ Kelden. It just bring you my sites. It is Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Also on Telegram, you can just go in the description. There's a link to my Telegram channel where you can interact. Where I usually upload some merchandise like free sound effects, free virtual DJ mapping, free softwares. Yeah, just go to the description. Let's support each other. If you have learned something new, just click on the like button. I'll highly appreciate your support. Share the links, invite more DJs to check out the stuff. And as you know, iron sharpens iron. So guys, until next time, be blessed. I'll keep you updated on more tutorials. Goodbye.